everyone, and welcome to issue 10 of the monthly Dive Into the Longbox podcast. This is a very interesting episode because we got two family members here, just like we had Drew last month. We got two more here. We have Mr. Hall of Famer here, CFG OG3. We got Nate joining us on here.
Oh yeah, baby.
And we also got Jonathan, at the time of this recording, the current CFT reigning defending champion on our streams, CFT streams.
That is correct. Hopefully retain.
And of course, I am here as well. Ajax will be on a little later. He might join in halfway through this, who knows? But we're going to try to get him on for the one shot. But it is us three here, and we're talking about something that is taking over, I will say. I will admit it. It is taking over comic books in popularity, in mainstream notoriety, and it's manga. Like, every single time you go to a Barnes & Noble or you go somewhere that sells manga, it is stocked full of people, more than the comic book aisles. And it's
everywhere.
It's everywhere.
It's even Five Below. Five Below has them.
Yes, dude, they have a ton. Justine is a teacher. Her students request manga books to read in school, and she gives it to them. They've been reading Dragon Ball and My Hero Academia in her classroom because she's an English teacher, so they've been reading that with her, which I think is really cool. So I think it'd be fun to talk about. It is getting very, very popular, and especially now that DC Comics is starting their manga universe, so it's a perfect time to discuss manga books. But before we get into that, this is sponsored by... No, I'm kidding. Imagine I was like, Blue Chew.
Oh, God.
We'll be back with these sponsors.
Raid Shadow Legends. No, but before we get into the as usual, we like to just look through. Are you guys reading anything recently? Whether it's comics, manga, books in general. Are you guys reading anything recently? I know we all have like busy personal lives, but I know Nate's got a nice new place. He's got a new Christmas tree in his house now. Going into the holiday. By the way, I'm recording this in a Wolverine Christmas sweater. So
meanwhile, I have a Naruto.
And I see Nate's rocking the Vegeta.
Yeah.
And Louis says,
the Fresh Prince.
Fresh Prince of All
Oh, dope.
That's awesome.
That's so dope. That's so dope.
Yeah, are you guys reading anything really in your time?
A lot.
A lot?
There's a lot.
Or watching too, because I know anime is like
a lot.
That's also taking over the world.
Yeah, so I'm kind of glad you brought up the whole DC going into anime because it's a nice change. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm not saying that, manga is better than comics. Absolutely not. It's just one of those things that it's a nice change. I'm kind of surprised seeing DC going down that route, which is great. Kind of changing things up a bit. But right now, I'm reading Boruto. Now, the new one, Blue Vortex. Not that yee ass shit. We're not doing that.
Not that yee.
Not the Prince of My Power. No, none of that.
I'm surprised.
No, Blue Vortex. It's like Shippuden in a sense.
Yeah.
It's just really good. Dragon Ball Super. I was reading Hunter x Hunter, but that went to shit.
Dude, I remember
Hydra number 8.
Number
8 is amazing.
We'll probably get into it later, but I still have all my like classic Naruto and Dragon Ball mangas on my shelf in my room. I still got them all.
Yeah. But yeah, and so much more. And anime, Jujutsu Kaisen, there's a lot of controversy with the anime, which I'll probably discuss later. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of stuff. I don't know about you, Nate, but
you been reading anything, Nate? Or watching?
Manga-wise, I've been reading a lot. I mean, I've been still stuck reading My Hero actively each week. So whenever a new chapter comes out, automatically reading that. Kaiju number 8's another one. And I'm rereading My Hero Vigilantes all over again.
I think I still have my number 1 over there.
Just for shits and giggles. I tried to attempt to read original Boruto and I just stopped because I just didn't like it. I'm still reading Dragon Ball Super till this day. I tried to tried another challenge that I'm already doing because I'm watching One Piece. I tried to read One Piece. I only
Yes!
got through the third chapter, but I'm already watching One Piece. That's one of my animes I'm watching. And like right now, like I just got Tim into anime not that long ago, like earlier this year. So he's been more figuring it out. He started watching like little snippets of Super. He's like, this is what you and John are basically obsessed with.
Yes.
And when he sees it, it's really interesting. Like he watched all of the last season of Demon Slayer with me, and he's like, "Huh, now I get why you guys are actually really into this. Visually, it looks amazing." He says, "It's just
once
stunning.
you
It's good work."
once you find like a story you could really like invest in, it's a lot of fun to
Mhm.
watch.
Yeah.
That's how it was with One
Yeah,
Punch
and
Man. That shit, I watched that whole thing in like one sitting.
I
That
did that
took
same
over my
thing too.
life.
It was a good show.
With that one, it hurts me a little bit because I read the manga every so often on that, but the anime, they take a long time to do those episodes,
Yeah.
which really hurt because the anime brings that to life and they're
Mhm.
hilarious.
The memes that come from it are great.
Yeah, they're great. So I'm hoping they get a little bit quicker, but the manga will suffice for now.
Oh yeah.
Well, me, I haven't been reading a lot of manga. I haven't read manga. We'll get into it a little later in quite a bit. But I have been reading comics as I do every single time. And I think you're gonna realize something. We're gonna realize something in this episode as to why I feel like comics are not as popular as manga. Because in previous episode I talked about the Daredevil series I'm reading. And you know, it's one of those things you jump right into it. You know, they put a #1 next to it so you can start reading it for new readers. But
Yeah.
on top of that, they started another Daredevil series at the same time.
Wait, two?
Yeah, and this one's called Daredevil Black Armor. It's a book
Oh wow.
literally
Interesting.
made because this costume looked cool. This is a costume from the 90s, and it fell off because he just got a new costume. But, you know, nostalgia's king, so they have two Daredevil books going on at the same time, coming out weeks apart.
Oh shit.
I don't know why. Like, Daredevil, I think this #2 comes out this week, when the other Daredevil #4 came out last week. Which is unlike manga, where it's like, you want to start reading Dragon Ball? All right, read #1, and then you're good.
Yeah.
With comic books, it's completely different. It's like, all right, which era you looking for? Which kind of artist you looking for? It's very confusing. But this one's cool because it's a very play off of the 90s, like, art. Very heavy on 90s art and dialogue.
Which is pretty dope, honestly.
Yeah. And cool 90s cameos, like Sabretooth just fucking shows up in this and fights
shit.
Daredevil. Pretty cool. So, highly recommend. This is a good one. But if you want to get in the holiday spirit, I'm not sure how mangas are. Are mangas like weekly, if I'm correct? Or some
They
of them
vary. They vary. So there is a lot of them. They're weekly.
are?
Dragon Ball Super, for example, that's monthly. Boruto Blue Vortex, that's monthly. One Piece used to be weekly. At times it's weekly. At times it's bi-weekly. That one, unfortunately, is because the mangaka, which is the creator of it,
Yeah.
and the writer, illustrator, he's having health issues.
Oh, that's the
So
worst.
he's having those breaks. At times it's 2 weeks.
Yeah.
At times he does like a shit ton all at once. At times he waits like a month, which that killed me because I had to fucking
You
wait.
wanted it, yeah. You're
yeah,
like, I want to know.
especially where it is right now. It's it's we're close. We're close to finishing it. So it sucks a bit, but
Well, I was
it
wondering.
varies.
Well, I was wondering because comics are always monthly.
Mhm.
And then like after 6 months of a series or like 10 months of a series, you get like the big graphic novel of it. It's very rare we get weekly books, but for the month of December, we're getting a 4-week book series called Batman Santa Claus Silent Night. And it's a Christmas themed book where Batman and Santa Claus kill some vampires with Zatanna, Damian Wayne, Batwoman, and Nightwing. It is cool. This is issue 1.
Dope.
#2 comes out Wednesday. And then tomorrow, Tuesday, comes out tomorrow. So I get to see what happens. But this is great because when Santa pulls up, like he'll say the character's name. Like he saw Nightwing, and he goes, Dick Grayson, 800 so-and-so street. And he's like, no fucking way. They cut to him. He's like, no way. Like, what? Is this who I think it is? And Damien's like, yeah. But like Santa rolls up and he shoots a stake through a heart of a vampire, and he's riding this giant reindeer. It looks badass because you find out he's like a Norse god. You find out like he knows Thor and shit. And
what?
Like, yeah, that's in this. Yeah, but you find out like when he rolls up, everyone's like, is that Santa Claus? And Batman's like, what up, Chris? And he's like, what up, Batman? Like you find out they know each other, and they've known each other for years, and they've gone on adventures together. It's like, what the fuck? So it's really cool.
Okay, that's kind of cool.
But you see Santa's like this big bearded Norse god. He looks bad. There's one image in it that is just it's badass. It's a fun story, and they're just trying to hunt down vampires. So
it's kind of cool that they name him Chris because of other stuff. So it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool.
And the last two things I'm reading is The Sentry, where it takes the Sentry Superman character from Marvel and it bestows his powers onto random people. So like there's this girl with cerebral palsy who gets his powers, and she doesn't know what the fuck to do. Like she's flying through buildings and shit, and she can't control it. There's this mutant guy who his mutant power is just that he looks different. There's no reason to his powers. He just looks like a weird animal. And he gets powers, but then there's another dude going around who has the powers that's like, oh, I'm a fucking badass. And he's kind of like a Homelander going around trying to kill the other sentries and take their powers.
Oh, shit.
That's the whole point of it. Yeah, so all these dudes have sentry powers, and they're all we're learning all their stories and how they're managing it, which is very different from regular sentry. Regular sentry, for people who don't know, he's like a Superman character, but his weakness was he had mental health problems. So he had he had I think it was like he had like what would be if you were a real person, like clinical depression, and I think also had like bipolar disorder. And that's his weakness, is that he suffered from mental problems like that, and it like hindered him, which a lot of people liked and disliked. It caused a lot of discourse, but that's a whole story for a different day. I love Sentry. I think he's a really cool superhero. I like that he has like that human aspect. So I'm very intrigued to see these people that aren't what you would consider, like average people getting powers and being gifted something cool. So I'm really interested in this series. It just started this past week, so we'll see how it goes. I have a rule. I give a book 3 issues. And after 3 issues, if it's trash, I don't read it. That's how it was with the recent Flash book. I'm not picking it up anymore.
That's the same way with mangas.
I give it a
With mangas, I give it
period.
5. Yeah, I give it 5. Same thing goes with anime. Even though this episode is mostly mangas, but same thing with the anime. If I haven't read the manga before, that's why I didn't get into Bleach.
Yeah.
Sorry, y'all. Just can't get into it. Attack on
I
Titan.
tried watching that.
Can't get into it. It looks cool. It's just, is it up my alley? It could have been. It's just, I can't. If I'm not hooked, I'm good.
Well, the last thing I've been reading, I've been reading a lot, but a lot of it are just from previous episodes I've already talked about. They're just ongoing series, so there's no reason to talk about them unless something crazy happens. But I'm joining. There's a lot of events going on in comics right now, which is another thing that hinders people because they'll do all these tie-in books, which pisses people off. Where if you want to figure out what happens in the main thing, you got to get the tie-ins that are each like $5. So oh my god, I got a washer going on for people that can hear that. I gotta wash my clothes. I hopped on this new one called Marvel Gang War, just because the whole story about it sounded cool. Where it's the main issues are all through Spider-Man issues basically. But there's tie-ins with other characters. Dude, all it is, it's all these villains own gang territories of New York, and they're all trying to kill each other to take their territory. It's literally just what the title is. They're like their own gangs trying to kill each other.
So basically, it's like the Harley Quinn series on HBO.
Basically. But the heroes are like trying to put the kibosh on it because like, this is obviously not good for people. Like they're taking civilians and giving them guns and having them defend their territory.
Why not?
Yeah, like people like Tombstone, for people that know Tombstone from the Spider-Man games.
Oh, man.
He's a major part of this. He's a pivotal part of this. Like his daughter's in it and everything. It's very, very cool. I've only read issue 1. I think issue 2 comes out of the series. I think next month maybe, or in a couple weeks. But so far it's a cool start. It's the writing's okay. It's nothing too special. But in this, you could tell they're setting up tie-ins because they all the heroes on front. You got Spider-Woman. You got Elektra / who's Daredevil now. Another confusing thing. If you haven't read her story, you got Miles, She-Hulk, and Spider-Man. They're all kicking ass. You see, She-Hulk has barbed wire gauntlets, which is cool. They're fighting all these bad dudes.
It's kind of unnecessary though, in a sense.
Yeah,
Like...
literally. Well, it's funny because in the book they make fun of that because they're like, guys, we got to work quick, and they go, all right. So they're punching people and not holding back and just knocking them out in one hit. And they're like, sorry guys, we're on a tight schedule. But they set up tie-ins, like they beat the shit out of everyone. And they're like, let's go get the other gangs. And Spider-Woman's like, I gotta go to this territory, bye. And Miles is like, I gotta go to this territory, bye. And everyone leaves, and She-Hulk's like, She-Hulk's like, so what do we do, Spidey? And he's like, I don't fucking know. Like, my plan was to have everyone together, but everyone wants to leave. So I'm not getting the tie-ins, though. I'm going to see if they can make a story that I can follow without having to buy fucking tie-ins. We're going to put this to the test, all right?
Yeah.
Put Marvel to the test to see if they can do it. So far, I give it a 6 out of 10 start. It's
Okay.
They set up something cool. So, besides that, dog, I spend $35 a week on comic books. That's how much reading I do. Each of the books are like 32 pages. So I do a lot of reading, but I try to limit it as much as possible for, my social life and to not be a loser. I don't know how I'm getting married.
I would be spending so much more if I did paper. I kind of stopped for a little bit. Mostly because of that. It's mostly pricing.
Yeah.
Same thing with Nate. I know Nate has it. I use the
Shonen Jump. Yeah.
Viz Media. So I only end up paying like $4 a month. If
That's what I do with I do that with DCs. There are
a lot of people,
DC
DC Universe
or Universe,
something like that.
Yeah.
Something like that.
I do that because I'm reading the Green Lantern series from the 90s. Well, Kyle Rayner, and those books, some of those issues are like $60 books, so it's like I just can't financially do that. And like the series I want to read are like 100-something issues, and if I'm doing that, it has to be a series I love. Like I'm trying to collect all the X-Men from the 90s, from 92 up. I'm trying to collect all those.
Yep.
But again, that's like 115 issues that I have to get, or 160. Or like if I'm currently reading Invincible, but I'm doing it digitally because it's too expensive to get the omnibuses. They're very expensive, and I can read them online when I'm like at work or something on my break. I don't have to take it with me. So, but I'm a big physical media guy. I love physically having stuff. But I totally see that with mangas though, because there's so much coming out. If you enjoy them,
way too many.
Too many. Well, that brings us. I think that's a good place to start here. Like, when did you guys start reading mangas, or like your general experience with them?
Oof.
I know, heavy questions.
Yeah, I know. Honestly, it was high school for me. I mean, it was probably by the end of high school. I've always saw them. My friend had them. He was one of those that, not that I am, because I'm a fucking weeb now. But he had, those bookcases with all the Naruto mangas, like every single one, with statues and all that sorts of stuff. And I saw it. I'm like, mind you, this is like probably my sophomore year or so. Which, wow, that's a long time ago.
Feel old yet?
yeah, fucking feel old. But anyways, that's kind of the way I saw it. I'm pretty sure the first one I read, I'm 100% sure it was Dragon Ball Super. Dragon Ball Super was what got me into it, because Dragon Ball Z was all anime, regular Dragon Ball, anime, all that sorts of stuff. With Super, just couldn't wait. I was like, what's next? Like, because at that point it's a tournament of power, nothing was going on, and I had heard they released stuff through the manga.
Yeah.
So I'm like, fuck, I need to find out more. Hey, speaking of Sage.
Hey.
Hey.
Speaking of Sage.
Just joining us here.
Yeah,
right on cue, baby. Right on cue.
Welcome.
Right
We got Ajax here joining. Yeah, you're here we just started the first topic. So you're here just dive.
But yeah, it's Super was probably the first one. What completely got me, like, this is gonna sound really weird, balls deep into it.
Hey.
Hey, yo.
I know. Hey, was One Piece. One Piece, after the Wano arc, I just had to.
Yeah.
And then it just kept going with Undead Unluck, Sakamoto Days, which I highly recommend. For those that love John Wick, it's similar to that.
I like John Wick.
Yeah.
Oh, you
So
got me sold already.
Yeah.
So I'll send you some stuff that they do.
Yes, please.
Astro Boy. Astro
Oh my
Boy
god, I've
kinda
always wanted to read Astro Boy. That's like one
Shout out
manga I've
Astro
always
Boy,
wanted to jump
man.
on.
Astro Boy got a really good Game Boy Advance game back in the day.
Really?
Yeah.
It did, yeah.
Yes, it did.
Good platformer.
The anime was great. Then after I watched the anime, that's when I read the manga because there's a few differences. The Yu-Gi-Oh manga, it's completely different than
From the show.
The show.
Oh wow.
100 like
I love the show growing up. I don't.
It's
but,
nothing.
Hey,
it's nothing
I don't remember
close.
shit from the show though. I can tell you that. You tell me to name some characters, I'm gonna be like, who? I know Yugi.
Yeah, no, like it's
How could you
insane.
forget Bandit Keat, man? Come on.
I'm trying to think what other ones I'm into.
WB Kids, yo, WB for Kids, let's go. That was the shit back in the day.
God. But yeah, One Piece, Kaiju number 8. That's a really good one. Overall, if you like kaijus, like Godzilla.
Have you read Berserk?
I have not.
Okay, that's another one I've wanted to check out. I've heard
yeah.
so much good shit about Berserk.
I feel like that's such an entry-level manga.
Yeah.
That's one of them, yeah. That's definitely one of them. Full Metal Alchemist. That's one of my favorite. I like the manga, but anime-wise, that's what got me into anime, aside from Dragon Ball. Inuyasha.
Of course, shout out Inuyasha, man.
It goes on. Like, it's almost endless. The only
So
thing
much
I
cartoon
don't...
titties.
The only thing that I refuse to read, it's those romance and sports ones. I'm more of a shonen guy. I love my shonen.
I get what you mean, John, but if you gave Ice Shield 21 a chance, I guarantee you'd like it.
Okay,
I'll
try it out. I'll try it out. But I've always liked shonen. For those that don't know, that's kind of a theme. So it's mostly like for teenagers. Funny enough, for teenagers. Attack on Titan's kind of like, I forgot how they call it, but there's some for like young adults, so they kind of split that up too. But that's kind of what I like, honestly.
Another one that I wanted to read.
Action-based, basically what it is.
Yeah, basically.
Action-based.
Another big one I always wanted to read was I was trying to pull up the name in the meantime, was Usagi.
Yeah.
The one with the rabbit. Dude, I've always wanted to read that shit so bad. That was always one that I wanted to get into. Nate, how did you get into manga?
Reading them at the library. My first manga that I read was the original Yu-Gi-Oh manga. Like, they only had it up to a point. They had like the big volumes where it was like 1 and 3. They only had it up to like 12, and that's it. I'm pretty sure there was more after that. After that, I like stopped reading manga until 4th grade. Everybody knows back in the day in London school. Remember those school book fairs? The Scholastic book
Yeah,
book
dude,
fairs?
I'd get Captain
man, of
Underpants every
Fuck
time. And then that one rich
For-
motherfucker would get the Guinness Book of World Records. I hated him.
Literally,
Hey,
I was
you!
wa-
Damn it.
I was walking around the whole fair, and the one thing that dragged me in was manga adaptation of Kingdom Hearts.
Yes.
Oh.
Oh.
And then that's how I kept going. That's how I got back into manga. That one got stolen the year later. I got volume 2. Like, I have it right here. It's beat to shit. Like, tape on the sides and
Oh,
everything.
that's
your
And I
childhood
still
copy?
read it. Yeah, my childhood copy. I
that's
still
so
got it to this
sick.
day.
That is so
Um,
awesome.
And then after that, I've just been reading Dragon Ball. Mostly, a lot I've been reading hardcore is My Hero Academia and Kaiju number 8. Now I'm like going here and there to try to explore new stuff. Like, I found like this little music series I'm gonna start reading and watching that they have on Crunchyroll, and what else? I want to start reading Jujutsu Kaisen. I've heard good things about it, and everybody's been telling me to watch it, especially John.
Yeah.
But I want to read it first to see how it is to get into the anime, because I've seen stuff about it.
I'm the
looks
opposite
interesting.
right now. I'm the opposite.
But I want to read it. I want to read it, see what it's about, because I'm like, I'd rather read it and understand what it is from the actual panels than to see the scenes from the anime.
I only saw the first episode and I really liked it.
I never watched it.
Crazy, bro. It's
good from what I saw.
Yeah. The manga is amazing. I've read up until what I've watched. Um, I'm in this point now that I might end up reading the rest because I can't fucking wait. There's a lot of crazy shit that happened in the anime and manga. I think the manga's about 3 or 4 years ahead, if I'm not mistaken.
That's quite a bit.
Yeah, so I think I might just have to read that now.
So what do you guys prefer? What do you find easier? Do you find easier consuming manga or consuming anime? What do you think is easier between the two?
I would say manga.
Mm-hmm.
I like the illustrations. That's my favorite part of the mangas overall.
Gotcha.
It's even better, like for example, Dragon Ball. Eventually, they release the color panels,
Right.
which is pretty dope.
And I don't mean to cut you off, but I feel like sometimes, like when you compare it to the animes, some of the art in the books is like head and
Way
shoulders
better.
above what you get in the animation, and it just looks
Yeah.
so much better. Especially like gore wise too, you'll get a lot of that stuff that's really good in the manga, which I really like. I love that about Dragon Ball when I was reading it as a
Yep.
kid. That shit was so fucking cool to me.
Yeah, like Dragon Ball has been like that. Naruto has been like that. Yu-Gi-Oh! Now, that's kind of one that I wanted to stop on for a second. Original Yu-Gi-Oh! Had nothing to do with cards, folks. Nothing to do with cards.
Breaking news. You know,
Yeah. Even though it's been like 20 or 30 years. But has nothing to do
Spoiler
with
alert,
cards.
bro.
It basically has to do with base of luck. And Yugimoto basically fucking killing people if he beats them.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
Yeah. That's why it was in libraries for a little bit, then got pulled. Because it was basically murder on basically people at that time, comic panels, even though it wasn't comic.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like think about it. The very first match, Yugi's match with Kaiba. Literally, how Kaiba comes after him like and acts like a dick to him the whole time. It's when Yugi like beat him the first time, like his evil part got killed, but Kaiba was still alive, and he's like, "What's my purpose?" And he's like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna just keep going after Yugi because I feel like he's the reason why I got to keep going after him."
Imagine does the anime, he kills Kaiba and say, "Well, that's a show." I already see it.
That's all,
I mean-
folks.
Sounds like Full Metal Alchemist.
I remember you were watching that for a while too.
Oh my god, dude. I've reread it plenty of times. I've rewatched it plenty of times. Not the first anime, because the first anime
I was actually going to ask you that. What do you prefer, the first one or the second one adaptation?
it's rough because the first adaptation they skipped things and created their own ending in the anime, and the manga wasn't done yet.
Okay.
I'll probably say Brotherhood. Brotherhood is my favorite, mostly because it had the actual ending, the correct one, and crazier shit happens in that one. Because in the first adaptation, it's just the way they ended it was okay. So Edward and Alphonse, well, mostly Edward, got teleported to the real world.
Mhm.
Because at that time there was basically alchemy and there's science, so it's two completely different things, quote unquote. Technically, it's the same thing now this time. And Edward, which is one of the protagonists, gets sent to 1940s or 1930s Germany.
Oh fuck.
It's a rough
Yeah.
time.
Rough
Oh
time.
wow!
Yeah.
Rough time to fall into.
And then Edward Elric basically goes through basically a dimension in a sense due to alchemy, tries to save him. They go back and they basically lose another limb and type of shit. So the original adaptation was a little bit better because it was more like God and entities and actual stuff that should have been in the original. That I kind of prefer the second one.
Gotcha.
So I know that when I read mangas, I try to. So growing up, I always read comics. Were always like in my house. So like whenever I tried to get into mangas, it was always something that was either I could equate to like superhero stuff or that were flat out superhero things. So like as a kid, I was reading things like Naruto and Dragon Ball because I felt like they were very superhero-esque, especially Dragon Ball, 100%. But like as I got older, like things like My Hero Academia, which is just a manga X-Men. I feel like that's how when people ask what is it, that's what I equate it to. I'm like, if you're gonna relate it to anything that's like on the Western side here, I always call it like a manga X-Men. It's these students with these mutant powers that are just at this time they're at a government-funded school to learn their powers. But I loved that TV show, but I never read the manga, which I hear is 10 times better. Which seems to be the case a lot of the times. It's like 10 times better. But I don't know if you guys are that same. I don't know if you guys have like a certain, I don't know how to describe it, like not genre, but like a style to the story, if that makes sense. Like I know like some mangas are all about dudes with big old swords, and like sometimes it's about like mystical stuff. Sometimes it's about big boobied anime girls. Like is there like a certain is there like a certain thing that like gravitates to you guys, or do you just kind of, if it looks cool, you pick it up? And that goes for all three of us, you know. Like I'm not, or all four of us.
I'll go first. I'll tell you what. When I watched One Punch Man, like the first season, I loved it.
Goated.
Loved it. Thought it was great. Loved it so much I decided to read the manga. Manga's probably even better. Or just
Jonathan told me.
Fucking crazy.
So I was excited, right? I was excited for the season 2 adaptation. Watched it, hated it. Did not.
I didn't see season 2 yet. I was gonna say I haven't seen it either.
I still haven't watched it.
I've heard a lot of mixed reviews.
It felt like such a big downgrade. But then if you read the manga, it's still fucking incredible.
Yeah.
Fucking Gaara, bro.
The disappointment. But like with me, like probably my favorite thing that I'm upset I didn't keep up with, and if I was to like start reading mangas again, I definitely get the back books of it. Was Vigilantes, like, cause that shit, My Hero Academia Vigilantes, cause that shit was literally like if they told them make a Western comic book. That's what I feel like Vigilantes. It was very gritty and like dark and like brutal, and I'm like, this is cool. It's like if My Hero Academia was like in like a DC type of book. It was very dark.
Oh,
and
it's
which
I
really
haven't
liked.
read the new stuff.
I haven't read the new stuff, but when I read issue 1, I think I read issues 1 and 2, and I was like, this is fucking awesome. And I think I just fell off. Like I just forgot to get the rest, and I just fell off. But I thought that shit was great.
I remember you getting Vigilantes right after.
I got it like
I got it
like the week it came out, I think, because I was like, oh fuck, like I want to read this. This looks great. And then I think Nate was like, can I borrow it? And then I was like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
And then he read, and then I was like, oh, let me see that real quick. Let me find my way.
Literally, all three of us, we read that first one, and we were like,
passed that book around.
This is good.
I think I have it back. I think it's like under my TV there. I think I still have it.
Well, the crazy part about, so My Hero overall just feels like X-Men. It's just that's what it is. Especially with where it is now. It's it's graphic, all right. It's graphic. It's insane.
It's intense.
It's intense. My Hero Vigilantes, on the other hand, it's more of your street level heroes.
That's what I liked about it.
Your street level.
So it's
Vigilantes.
Is it like a sub-series? Like a sub-series of My Hero Academia?
Yes.
Okay,
so Vigilantes is basically like Batman.
Okay. Think of it like Defenders.
Yeah,
okay.
Think
of the Defenders. Like
it's
DC
like
and Marvel together is like Batman's, like he's superhero like without the powers. Yeah.
Yeah, kind of like now. So like in DC, Batman runs Batman Incorporated, and what he's doing is like he's recruiting vigilantes all around the world. That's kind of like what he's doing in the comics now.
It's similar. So Vigilance is kind of similar. It's more so like you have Batman, which is oh my god, it's been so long. I haven't read in so long. But you have Batman, you have Koichi. Funny enough, I remember Koichi, which is basically like Robin. And then you have Popstar. And then Popstar feels like she's like Batgirl in a sense.
And you can't forget.
Popstar?
Yeah, Popstar.
You can't forget.
Step. Isn't it Popstep? Popstar.
Popstep or Popstep, I think. I
feel
don't
like
remember.
that sounds right. Popstep, Popstar.
Yeah,
Popstep.
it's been a while.
And you can't forget my favorite character from My Hero Academia is in this. Good old Eraserhead. Yes. Soda is in this. This is that's
just Gabe.
That was my fucking boy in the show. Ajax, he was so sick. He was the greatest.
Yeah.
He is
Mine-
fucking awesome.
Mine still has to be Bakugo. Mine has to be
Yeah.
Bakugo right now.
Yeah.
Especially currently, Bakugo by far. By far, Bakugo. Pretty
I
sure
can
you're.
agree with that.
I'm pretty sure, Nate. I'm pretty sure you read the last one. So
I know. I
Bakugo.
can agree with that, but like, I'm ready to see. I'm happy that Bakugo has his limelight right now. But yo, let me see that fucking Deku fight. That's what I'm
Nah,
excited to
fuck
see.
him. I don't even care
I
about
want
him.
to see Deku. Yeah,
I don't even care about him.
I am happy
I
as
only
hell
said
how
fuck
they
him.
I am happy as hell how they have Bakugo right now, just kicking straight ass. But I want to see what the fuck this guy was doing during the same time frame with Shigaraki. That's what I'm waiting for.
Asshole. I don't care. Asshole.
Also, I love that they would call powers quirks. I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
Yes,
But yeah, dude, like Eraser, he had such a cool power where he could just access your quirk and be like, off. You don't got that shit no more. That shit was so cool. That thing was, oh man. But what I love about this too is that his character design is even designed. The art style's different than the rest of the book. He's drawn like a Western comic book character, like a American comic book character, which I thought was a really cool touch. Everyone else has the usual, manga anime look besides him.
Mhm.
He's the only one that looks, different in it, which I think is cool. Good little touch. Makes him look extra
'cause
gritty.
Because mostly with manga,
Great picture right
what
there.
people mostly expect is like big eyes, like those like old school like Disney movies,
Mhm.
like small lips, small noses. Yeah, exact. Thank
Yep,
you. Yeah,
yep.
like that.
Yeah.
For
look,
those,
just Donald Goofy right there.
And you can even you
Yeah.
can even see it with her on the back too. It's like the big
Yeah,
eyes,
so-
all that.
Wait, zoom out a little bit, Gabe.
don't stop.
Oh, hey, yo.
I got no comments because
fucking
y'all
guy.
don't know what's next.
Y'all don't know what's next.
Because
Y'all
how
don't
many
know
how
what's
many
next.
are there? Are there like how many?
Uh,
Because this is issue 1. Are there like
So I'll tell you right now.
'Cause is
it's
this
a
one
short
monthly?
Series.
or
No, it's done. It's been
oh
done.
it's
It's
done.
done.
It's
Oh, so
been
it's a complete
about
story. I can I can-
three or 4 years. It ended.
I can manage a complete
Yeah.
story. I could probably get through that.
How many volumes?
Let me pull
I
it up
forgot
here.
on top of my head. I'm pretty sure it's about
15.
15.
no, but I think that's all the books though. Yeah, that's all the books.
Also, like chapters.
Yeah,
Oh,
I want to know chapter wise because that's how I was doing it every week. So that one was
26.
Yeah, so-
Sheesh.
that one was coming out every 2 weeks.
Yep.
For that one,
Mm.
Oh, bi-weekly. Oh, fuck.
bi-weekly, which fucking sucked. Because
That hurts
Especially-
your wallet, brother.
especially in that last arc, oh my god, it sucked. I hated it.
That's where My Hero has 409 chapters, and the 410th one's coming out in 13 days.
Yeah, and Dragon Ball Super coming out with their 1,000 chapter.
Is it 1,000?
Yeah, not 1,000. My bad. 100. I'm sorry, 100. On their
I'm gonna
100th,
say, is it 1,000?
it's their
Oh, yeah.
100th chapter. Which there's been some crazy
9
fucking
days.
rumors. Yeah, it's been some crazy rumors with that chapter. Mostly because, of course, the adaptation for that was with Dragon Ball is weird because with Dragon Ball, especially this arc, it went the opposite. So anime came first, then it was manga. So they did the
Right.
manga adaptation.
Yeah.
And especially with the manga, spoiler alert, you have Black Frieza, you have Ultra Ego Vegeta, you have Beast Mode Gohan, which
Yep.
I love Gohan. I still think it's an asshole. That's just me personally. Because he should
It
train more, way more. He'll be a badass.
Come on, he was training in secret. You gotta give him that.
Running in secret, what? Reading? I'm a nerd.
Yeah, get out of here,
That's what the whole
loser.
point.
Who
That's the
reads?
whole point of the movie. Hello. He was training in secret. He was learning about Super Saiyan ants. The fuck?
Oh yeah, I forgot he was. Yeah, I
Hey, man,
forgot he was doing that.
Gohan's cool enough, but it's all about the Great Saiyaman, all right?
Oh hell
Yeah,
yeah!
yeah. With the
Oh,
with the
man.
sunglasses and everything. Woo!
The bandana and everything.
Fire.
fucking dabbing.
Yeah.
So the creator, it's how do you pronounce his name? It's Hideyuki Furuhashi. That does the
Sounds
story for
familiar.
this.
Yes.
He I was just looking through this here. It says he revealed in an interview that Alan Moore's Watchmen and Frank Miller's The Dark Knight Returns are his main influences for the setting of Vigilantes.
Yeah.
And Koichi is inspired from
Koichi,
Spider-Man. Koichi is inspired from Spider-Man. So, yeah. So this is Ajax. If you want to read this, it's inspired by Watchmen and Dark Knight Returns.
It's a really
That's probably why I
manga.
like this so much, because I love both of those. I have those on my shelf, those 2 books. So that's probably why I like this so much.
It's a good series. It's a really good
That
series.
I gotta
one-
finish it up. I want to finish it now.
Anybody that tries to get into manga and read comics currently, that is the best way to transition towards.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly because it has that Western style attached to it.
Yeah, I think,
And
I think
then you
that's
can
why
go
I
into My
liked it.
Hero and then go on from there.
Yeah, I have the My Hero uniform sweater. Justine bought me one year. Yeah, from their school uniform, the blue one. I have it.
I bought
like-
Deku's costume for Halloween
Oh hell yeah!
and wore it to work.
Do they make oversized editions that like includes more chapters in it?
They do.
Yeah.
They do. So Vigilantes does have the volumes, which
Okay.
Nate mentioned earlier. So there's volumes to it. It'll be a lot cheaper for sure.
Well, yeah. Well, that's kind of like what Berserk does now. Is they make like these oversized like hardcover books that like.
Yeah,
includes more
Berserk's
chapters.
art is amazing.
Yeah,
by
it's
far.
incredible.
Yeah, by far. Also, something that I was confused when I started reading from right to left.
That is a big.
Oh,
That's the big
That
thing.
fucked me up at first.
That's
Yeah.
the thing now. It's like I want to get back into it, but I'm like, fuck, I gotta remember. Like, I was
Yeah.
flipping through. I was like, I gotta remember. But like, the minute I got through the first panel, the first 2, it's very straightforward. You start here and you go, yeah. So it's very. Just take what you do with comics and just flip it, just mirror it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's literally all you
No,
do.
yeah,
So instead
basically.
of like this, you go like this.
This,
if I'm
yeah.
correct. Yeah.
It's like Ocarina of Time, Master Quest. Everything's flipped.
Oh my god, you're right.
Think
You're right.
about it. It's the same thing. Just everything's flipped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you get used to it over time. I remember my grandmother when I would sit in the library with her, and she would buy me Naruto, and I would just be reading it. She's like, "How are you? You know your book's backwards, right?" And I'm like, "No, Nana, it's not.
No, it's not.
It's not."
Oh, Nana.
But thanks for looking out for me. This is in like elementary school. But I used to like draw like anime characters. I remember I made a custom anime character. It was a mix. It was just a mix of like a Naruto character and a what was it? A Naruto and a Dragon Ball character. But then I was like, let me add some like a Winter Soldier stuff to him. So he was missing an arm, and he had a metal arm and shit. Definitely
Yeah,
copyright.
There's an anime character like that though, and I can't
Oh
remember
fuck!
who. There
Yeah,
is one.
This dude look crazy.
Actually, hold on. It's fucking Edward Alphonse from
I should
fucking
probably.
Full
I
Metal
should-
Alchemist.
I wonder. Keep talking. Let me see if I can grab this drawing.
Yeah, he literally
Make sure I
has
have it.
no right arm and no was it right arm or left arm? Fuck, I don't remember. But it's basically both limbs on one side. He doesn't have them, like at all. It's all just steel.
Ah.
Yeah.
That's
I don't know if
interesting.
you guys watched it, or I recommend watching it. It's good. It's a good manga, but I'm pretty sure you guys have seen the memes of the dog and the girl.
I have, yeah.
Yeah.
I know of it. I've just never like watched a whole series. Of
It's sad. It's extremely sad and
That's what
fucked
I've
up.
heard.
It's just as fucked up as So I've seen snippets of Attack on Titan. It's up there with fucked up.
Oh, you've never seen Attack on Titan?
So I've watched. I'm still in the first season. I am trying my fucking best.
I've
It
seen
is-
all the first season. I haven't watched past that.
Oh my god, it is so hard for me to get through it because it's
Lot of
similar
build-up
to
to
like
it.
how Frieza arc was. You know how it was like really fucking.
Never mind. I thought I
slow?
had it, but I don't.
Yeah, there's a lot of build
I
up
gotta
to
find
it.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of build up, and I know it gets crazy. I can't do it. I'm
It just
trying. I
moves-
can't do it.
It moves at a snail's pace.
Yeah,
I
it
understand,
feels
yeah.
like The Walking Dead in a sense, like that. That's what it
Oh,
feels
yeah.
like to me.
I got rough.
Walking
I
At the
get where
end.
you're
Dead's
coming
fucking
from.
Brutal.
Yeah.
I got rough at the end.
Although I know Attack on Titan is way better, and the ending's crazy because I know the ending. But
That's the ending.
Not Nate singing the word genocide.
Yeah.
Genocide.
Wait, that's all it was. Eren Yeager. You know what? My idea to fix everything: genocide. There we go. Let's do that.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, you know
Wait,
who
that's
else
what
said that?
Eren was like.
Hitler said that too.
Ave Maria.
Oh man.
In current time, this is a terrible time to say this.
It is.
Terrible time to say this. Fuck, I lost my train of thought. I was gonna say something. Fuck.
But I was saying earlier while you think about that, Ajax, I was saying earlier you missed it, but the way you can get into manga, I think why it is overtaking comics and why comics are stepping into that world right now is because it is so easy to pick it up and read. And
Yes.
I bring it up again
Absolutely.
so to see your thoughts on it.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I told them, like, if you want to read about, let's say you want to read a Spider-Man book, there's so much shit you have to read or you have to ask questions about, like what era you're looking at, which writer do you want, what version of Spider-Man do you want? There's like a million, like,
Well, not just that, Gabe, but like if you're reading Spider-Man, there's like 5 ongoing Spider-Man series like at the same time.
So that's what I was
And you have to
explaining
like
to them.
read all of them for it to make sense.
That's how I was explaining to them that I'm reading the both simultaneous Daredevil runs that have nothing to do with each other at all. Totally different time periods. This has to do with like Bald Electra for whoever remembers that. Like, but
very brief period of time.
But if you want to get into, One Piece, you start at number 1 and then you just read all 1,002 of them.
It'll take you a long ass time, but you can do it.
Well, but that is the great thing about manga is that you don't really have to worry about continuity issues.
Mhm.
Whereas with comic books, you're always fucking worrying about continuity issues and when they're going to reboot it and oh my god.
And I did learn too, just like comics as well, but like there's some manga issues where it's like, yo, you don't need to read that one. It's just there's some filler. There's filler. Just read like 1, 2, 7, 8. Like you just keep, which I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. You don't have to, but I feel like with comics, it's like if you miss one issue, you're gonna miss on a ton of shit. You're gonna read the next issue like, where the fuck am I?
Now the only thing you got to worry about with the mangas overall is there's a few series that you got to worry about that. Meaning more so, you got to read the previous shit because if not, you're not gonna understand anything.
Right.
I would say Naruto, but Naruto Shippuden technically is anime exclusive, so that technically everything's one thing.
Mhm.
But Boruto right now, you have to do that. Dragon Ball, because you have Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, which between Dragon Ball Z, it's only like the first like arc, and that's it. But with Super, you gotta sometimes go back and be like, all right, where is this coming from? Why is this person saying, oh, Cell's back? I don't know who the hell
What's this
Cell
call
is.
back for? Yeah.
Exactly. So you got to go back to some callbacks. Only one that there's a spinoff every so often, which I think they should do again. My Hero, but with reason because it's all superheroes and it's known in comics that there's, branching arcs. I hope they do that again because it's great. I mean, Vigilantes was probably one of my favorite mangas. Every so often you get some
Knuckle
spinoff.
Such a cool name too.
Yeah, it's dope. It's dope.
It's such a great
every
name.
every so often you get it with like One Piece, like Food Wars. You got Sanji in there, sometimes popping up. Zoro basically popping up everywhere because it keeps getting lost. And
man. Well, I think that's a good time to talk about. Is there any manga titles that you would love to see adapted from U.S. properties? So, for example, we're getting it. DC is entering the manga spectrum, which is huge for them and could be very beneficial for them if they don't comic book it up and make all these branching things. But if they could just stick to one story, I think they've announced the main trinity. I think we're getting a Superman. There's a Joker one, and I think a Wonder Woman one coming out. I think there's more, but I can't think off the top of my head. And even now, DC's making they're called compact graphic novels, where I haven't seen them in hand yet, but I'm guessing they are the size of mangas, but they are full-length graphic novels. They've announced Hush, All-Star Superman, Watchmen, all in this size for $10, just like a manga, $10. You can get all these
Watchmen one.
Yeah, you can get all these core comic book stuff for $10. You don't have to spend $30 on a graphic novel, which I'm like very intrigued by. I'm very intrigued by that. But is there anything you'd like to see put into the manga / anime spectrum that is a primarily Western U.S. property? For example, I have a joke one that I actually would love to see. I want to see or read a Sopranos manga. I would read the fuck out of that. You know what I mean? But instead of Gabagool, he's eating like you know how Goku's always eating the noodles?
Yeah.
Give me that. Give me that. Dude, yeah, make it like a Sopranos, but like a Yakuza. You know what I mean? That'd be sick. That'd be cool. I'd read.
So my original one was John Wick, but it got adapted.
Oh, okay.
Got Sakamoto Days. So now it's hard for me now because I'll get it to you guys because I can't think of anything right now.
Can you think of any, Nate?
Honestly, this is something. Even John's gonna be like, "Oh, this is a good one." You guys ever saw the movie Treasure Planet from Disney?
Oh my god!
Literally, just do that in an anime form. I'm all for it,
dude.
Just imagine you see Mount Tresor, you see the ships, you see how John Silver would look. He'll probably look totally different from a cyborg as like a normal pirate, but instead of the space aspect, just do more of like a Japanese twist to it, like a crazy ability, just like how Jim has a solar sailor. Like, see how that would look, and like that aspect, be like, wait, it looked cool like a surfboard with a rocket, but now they can do something totally different by inputting that Japanese aspect and making it the anime like feel.
Dude, I think a lot of Disney stuff would be great as mangas. Like, even, listen, this is going to sound silly, but it was my favorite Disney movie growing up. Imagine, like, a manga of, like, El Dorado.
Okay.
Ooh.
That'd be cool. I feel like that'd be cool. Like, the adventures they can go on, that'd be really fucking cool.
So, technically, One Piece is like that.
Okay. I could definitely see that. I could definitely see that.
Especially the Skypiea arc, which is about the 6th or 7th arc.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that. It's a city of gold, which is pretty dope.
So okay.
Right now, I'm watching the Alabasta arc. It's really good.
Hurry up!
I just started hurry up. Second season. Leave me alone. I already know. I got the notice. And
once this young man finds the One Piece, that's it.
I know. That's it. I'm watching it by myself half the time now. You kidding me? I'm trying to get past 1,000. I want to know what's the whole hype over Luffy in like that white cloudy vest. So I don't know what it is.
Just read the manga. Read the manga. Read the manga.
I was saying that as he's pulling out more One Piece toys.
I have more.
He's just like, read the manga.
It's
all the mangas. It's all the mangas. Read the manga.
I can't fucking hold this up any longer, Nate. Read the manga.
Hurry up. Ajax, do you have any crossover things that'd be kind of fun?
Listen, man, just do a manga adaptation of the fucking animated movie where the Teen Titans go to Tokyo. Just do that as a manga.
Yeah.
Oh,
that'd be really cool.
That's a slam dunk right
Did they ever make a Big Hero 6 manga?
That would.
I'm gonna look that up.
So cool. They did a cartoon.
Okay.
Yeah,
oh wait, they
Disney,
did.
Yeah, Disney made a cartoon.
They did make a manga.
It didn't last long. No.
I think I see it here. Unless this is.
Because I know they did an anime.
Look at right here, Big Hero 6 Volume 1. Oh my god, my thing keeps going off. Look at, I'm gonna send you guys the picture. I don't know if this came out though. I don't know. I gotta look into it.
See, same thing. I was gonna say Scott Pilgrim, but they did it too. So I can't even say that one.
See this one right here.
Pilgrim. Oh yeah! Holy shit!
So
I can get it right now on Amazon for $10.
Fun fact: Disney right now is actually experimenting with a lot of anime.
Yes, they've sold their properties for comics. Also, we're getting a Lilo and Stitch comic.
Yeah,
and
so getting that.
Cruella. Wait, Cruella de Vil. That's the one from 101 Dalmatians, right?
Yeah.
She's getting that one. She's got her own comic too. And
that one's actually that one's actually gonna be good. It's crazy, but it's actually gonna be good.
I'm trying to see. They teased one. It said a new villain's getting a book, and like they used like a desert, and I'm like, who the fuck's getting a book?
I got one finally. Ben 10. I need a Ben 10.
I'm down for that.
That'd be sick, dude.
And they could do it. They could do it because there's different universes.
That'd
you
be
could
sick.
make a manga or anime based universe. You got Omniverse already. You got Alien Force. You got the regular one. Possibilities are endless with that one. So
I actually got one of the Disney anime books that they're actually doing. It's Lilo, essentially Lilo Stitch, but just take out Lilo and put a freaking samurai.
What?
yeah.
Yeah, literally,
What?
literally the panels and everything inside here.
What the
Like,
hell? That is so sick.
All right, I
Yeah.
have to read
There
that
is there is a story based after Lilo and after anything to do with Lilo. That
oh
is
yeah, we saw this in
actually
Tokyo.
yeah, it's actually based in Tokyo. So after Hawaii and Stitch is there, I don't know how it happens, but Stitch ends up going to Japan and finds another kid and friends.
Oh
and
my
becomes
god.
an anime. Not
Hold up,
yeah, basically an anime.
That is so sick.
Yeah.
I think I still have the picture of that. Let me see if I can find it real quick. I'm
think it
pretty
was
sure I still have
about-
a picture of that.
I think it was
that
about
was the other
10
one.
years ago.
Maleficent got her own book too. That was the other one. Oh, and Scar.
Yeah, Scar. I do think Disney fill-in anime adaptations would be fire.
Yeah.
The Scar one would be insane.
Oh, I think a 101 Dalmatians anime would go hard.
Hades
I
got
would.
one too. That'd be cool seeing
Hercules.
Hercules.
Hercules
That'd be
anime?
sick, dude.
I mean, manga.
That would be
There
sick.
The
it
movie that we
There
found,
it is.
remember?
Yeah, there it
Damn.
is. Yep.
That's
I was
cool as
gonna
hell.
buy this, but I was like,
Was that
I
in
don't know if
Japan?
they have like an English translation to it. And I should have looked that up if there was like an English translation.
How
like,
was
button
that?
I could
Seeing
click.
all that shit when you guys were in Japan. How cool was that?
Oh my god, bro.
I want to go so bad.
Awesome. It was awesome, dude. Just like being around like the atmosphere was just so calming. Like it like it was like clean everywhere. So it felt like a whole different vibe from how it was like from where we're at. We're going to Tokyo. It's like, whoa, clean, everybody's quiet, like traffic is
licking the
traffic
sidewalk.
everywhere. But like everybody
Basically.
like respects everybody at least.
Yeah.
Like nobody's getting pissed at each other like over the smallest thing. Like, oh, I'm sorry. Like, okay, we're sorry. You know, type thing. Like they're owning up to what they did. But it's like a whole different change from what it is here to over there.
Well, I
Yeah,
was
and-
actually I was oh sorry.
And the thing about it is, so even the same way that you see all these mangas, the way they're portrayed, like the way of living, that is exactly dead smack on the nail, like by far. Like, also, there's no trash cans. There's absolutely
Yeah.
no trash cans anywhere.
Nope. You have to hold
It's-
your crash
Yeah,
until
it's
you
a
get home.
It's a fucked up reason why there's no trash cans. I don't know if y'all
Damn.
want to know this part.
What is
Oh, boy.
Back in the late 90s,
We're getting a history lesson.
Somebody was throwing bombs in the trash can.
Jesus.
Fuck, they were
So-
unibombing the trash cans?
That's
Yeah,
Jesus
nuts.
Christ.
So
Jesus.
they stopped putting trash. Actually, it was 90s or 2000s. I forgot exactly when, but they stopped when people just put their trash in their backpack. So we
Yeah, I
see
kinda
everyone with a
understand.
backpack.
I
Yeah.
Well, another quick thing I was gonna say when I was thinking about the crossover stuff, real quick. I was like, man, I would love a Power Rangers one, and then I found out they got one for my favorite season of Power Rangers. Ninja Storm has its own fucking manga, and I'm like, what?
Well,
I
most
I
people,
need it.
Most
It's
people
from
forget.
2003. I want it.
Yeah. Most people forget that came from Japan. A lot
Yeah.
of people
Right,
forget
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And it was
Kamen
oh my
Rider,
god, what was it
Super
called?
Sentai. Super
No,
Sentai?
no, they had their own. They had their own name. I gotta look this up now. It's gonna annoy the fuck out of me.
What I'm gonna send you guys this picture. It's weird because like it's a manga, but
I'm thinking of Kamen Rider too.
this
I'm
is
like, I'm
dude.
not sure if that's
oh,
right.
Kamen Rider fucking rules. I
Yeah,
got
my
so many
bad.
Kamen
Yeah, it
Rider
was
figures.
Super Sentai.
Is it Kamen Rider? Oh,
No, Super Sentai.
I was about to say, is it Kamen
Yeah.
Rider?
Dude. So I saw this picture, I was like, this is cool, but it's a manga of Power Rangers with cool Western comic book style, like stylized
Yeah.
2000s art.
Oh my god.
What?
Dude. Now you're gonna make me look that up now.
It's
Yeah.
$20
Whoa.
on Amazon. You can buy it right now.
Amazon?
Yeah.
Send me that. I might buy it on Friday. I'm
It's
not
by
gonna lie.
it's created,
You
it's
know
created by
what?
Tokyo Pop.
Gabe, that looks like a Wildstorm comic.
It does. It does. That's why I'm like, the art is very much like up my alley.
Same thing. Tokyo Pop for the Stitch one, and then when I got this, Tokyo Pop for this one. I even had a freaking Madagascar manga that they actually made.
Wait, I don't think this is a manga. It's called a cinemanga.
So it's basically a Western version of a manga.
What's us?
Yeah, so it's a Western version of a manga.
So what this is, it's screenshots from the show?
Ooh.
In manga form.
With speech bubbles. They have a Revenge of the Sith cinemanga by Tokyo Pop? It's all Tokyo Pop that makes these.
Yeah.
Where it's just screenshots from They got a Hannah Montana manga!
Oh, hell yeah.
What?
Hell yeah.
My world just got flipped upside down. I need to buy the Hannah. They got a Family Guy one!
By the
He's
way,
so happy.
By the way, fun fact:
Meet the
Super
Robinsons.
Sentai still running. Still running
Really?
weekly. Yep, still running.
I know it's sad. That we're not getting Power Rangers over here anymore.
I know. I heard that's crazy.
I'm over here about to cry.
If you guys don't want to read, a cinemanga of Hannah Montana or That's So Raven, which are options, you can always go back to a classic. A good old classic here. My favorite manga, my favorite anime of all time, Malcolm in the Middle, which they sell.
No way.
They have a Malcolm in the Middle one.
Maybe he'll remember.
This is issue 2 of Malcolm in the Middle.
Oh my god.
What?
Oh, but Gabe, they do have a actual manga coming out though that's like Power Rangers.
Oh,
it's
really?
called Go Go Loser Ranger.
What?
No, like literally, look it up. It's literally called Go Go Loser Ranger.
Go Go Loser Ranger. What is
That's-
this?
That's the latest Super Sentai, by the way.
That shit looks nuts.
that looks
insane.
dope.
That art is
Sentai
amazing.
King.
I gotta
Go-Go-
get back into watching.
Go Go
Super
Loser
Sentai.
Ranger looks cool. Oh, there's a trailer for the show.
Dude, I've been waiting for this, and yeah, it's really hyped up the way it is. It's like it was like one day inside it's like an amusement park type thing. These guys are like stars, like the Rangers, but they're like essentially, I think they're essentially like the bad guys because there's one guy who plays like a putty. Like think about it, for Mighty Morphin, a putty. His one job there is to lose to them every day. He just got pissed off one day. He's like, "No, this. I'm actually fight back and see what happens."
Yeah.
So he messes with them. He knocks down a couple of them, and then the leader's like, "Nah, I don't fucking like this. I'm gonna end it." Literally just puts him down on the ground. It's like, "Dude, again, I swear to God, I'll kill you." I'm like, "Yo."
Well,
I'll do it again.
I was like, "What the fuck?" I'm like, that shit just went a whole different direction. And I'm like, I'm sold.
I think if there's any indication of how popular, like I think to say manga's popular is a very much of an understatement. Like if there's any indication of that with the spillover in the comics, is that one of the most popular artists right now, I don't know if anyone's heard of her, Peach Momoko is probably one of the most famous artists right now for Marvel, who specializes primarily only in like Western characters, but in manga form. Like this image is from a Star Wars comic that she did, and it's like absolutely insane. To the point now she is the primary artist behind the upcoming Ultimate X-Men series coming out in 2024, and this was the release image for it. And I saw the panels for it, and it looks beautiful. It's it's manga art inside, but in an X-Men book. So I am fucking all over that.
Yeah.
And so it's taken over. It's taken over really everything, which I think is really cool, man. I think it has a lot of like heart behind the art. I think that's a big problem that me and Ajax have talked about on this show, where we feel like a lot of like Western comic books, they just kind of look the same, and they look kind of I don't know how do I describe it, Ajax? They don't
it's a lot of copy and paste.
Yeah, they don't look unique anymore.
A lot of
and
that,
I think
it's almost like if you would put comic book artists in a factory assembly line. It's like, okay, draw this way.
It's what you get now. That's all you get now. But like back in the 90s, it wasn't like that. You got all this cool, unique art, and I think that's why people that love art gravitate towards manga more, because you do get that over-the-top, cool, stylized art along with a phenomenal story for a really good price. And like you can either spend $6 on a comic that's this thin, like that, or you pay $10 and get a manga like fucking that every week. You know what I mean? You get your money's worth out of it, which I think is really cool. You have a lot of cool alternatives for whatever you want to read. I don't know, man. I think it's cool. I think it's awesome. I think I think I wish something I read more, but I'm spent so much on comics that it's tough for me. I would have to pick out I'd only be reading like one thing, which may be picking up the back issues for Vigilantes and getting.
But you know what, Gabe? It's never too late to get into it. That's what I tell myself.
That's
never too late to get into it. And we have Nate and John whenever we need recommendations.
Yeah, literally. Yeah. And the thing is, I can feel confident saying, okay, I'll read that eventually, because I know a lot of the times, especially with mangas, it's not going to be retconned in 3 months for a new universe to start, like we get with Marvel and DC.
Oh my God, yeah.
Which is it's so annoying. Especially if it's something good and you're like, this is great, and then they're like, restarting it, we're getting a crisis, time to restart everything. You don't get that with manga. You get your stories that a lot of them have a beginning and an end, and then you move on to another one, which I think is really great.
And you know what else? What else you don't get with manga compared to like comic books is like, so Batman, for example, right? How many fucking Batman characters have had their own comic books?
Yeah,
insane amount.
Like when in a manga, the main character, like that's the only character that's gonna have like their own book.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
And I'm pretty sure
the side character, the secondary character, they're not gonna have their own manga.
Yeah, it's so rare when that happens.
Do they get like their own like chapters though? Sometimes I'm guessing they do, right?
So so they get their own chapters, kind of like backstory.
Yeah.
The only one that I would say that kind of retcons a few things is Dragon Ball, but it's because of Super. Only reason why is because of merch sales. It's been running since like 80s, so
yeah.
Toei has such a grip because that's their bread and butter. So they retcon a few things to kind of get more sales out of it. Like for example, look at the new game coming out, Sparking Zero. There's a lot of stuff that got retcon to put more characters in there, like Cell Max, or all the Super Saiyans all coming back, so on and so forth. Frieza.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Was there a point to bring Frieza back in the story? Not really.
They did it with Broly.
But they brought him back
right?
anyways.
Broly too. They gave him like his canon story, which totally
Broly got
his other one, which I was like, fuck. But I mean, like, his new story's fine. I think it's fine. But
it's a dope story.
But man,
that does feel like an actual legendary Super Saiyan.
But that design of the classic Broly is just unmatched.
Oh, so
that
good.
shit is
the
so
one
sick.
where we were terrified of as kids.
Oh,
we were like,
yeah, the
Listen,
OG Broly, man.
I'm just saying, man. Classic Broly looked cool, and then he beat the shit out of Vegeta while Pantera was playing. I'm just saying.
Yeah, that shit was crazy.
Yeah,
that shit was fucking crazy.
Oh man. But yeah, it's funny because like if I'm ever watching manga, it'd be like either alone or with the boys. Justine doesn't watch any cartoons, like anything in general, even if it's like Invincible, because she likes the boys. I'm like, oh, you might like Invincible. It's that, but it's like cartoons, but it's like real, like like the boys. But she doesn't watch any cartoons.
I think some people equate cartoons as like infantile.
Some
people equate that.
I do agree. Some people do see that way. She just even like as a kid, she didn't watch cartoons. She was always like she never watched Cartoon Network. She always was like a Disney Channel kid that watched like the live action shows. So I don't know.
So that's a Raven, Zack and Cody.
You just named everything she watched. Yeah, everything. But she was never like I'm trying to think of. I don't ever think really she watched SpongeBob a lot. You know what I mean? And if she did, maybe it was for like a little bit as a kid. But
or Powerpuff Girls or.
And I don't even think
Ed and
that.
Eddie.
Yo, that shit. Give me a Powerpuff Girls manga. Give me that shit. There probably is one.
Ed and Eddie
manga. An Ed and Eddie manga. Imagine that.
Yo, that'd be so sick.
Or just take Samurai Jack. Just go.
That
through
show
with it.
was the best.
Yes.
Let's go through with it.
That show and
Just
Afro
do it.
Samurai. Oh my
Oh my god.
Yes.
I remember I drew Afro Samurai in middle school, and they gave me detention, and they started questioning me because they said it was too violent. It was just him with a sword. He wasn't like cutting anyone apart. It was him posed pointing the sword. That was it. What? Maybe my school was a little racist. That was the only drawing they didn't like. What the fuck, man? Afro Samurai was the greatest, dude. Fuck, man. I drew Samurai Jack. They didn't care.
Yeah, what the fuck? Wait a minute.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, hold up.
Canceling my school, my old middle school, man. Kids, that's why I went to Catholic school. That's probably why.
Don't go there.
Don't go to Catholic
explains
school.
a lot.
Future parents watching this, don't send them to Catholic school.
But guys, as we get through this, can you believe it's already been past an hour?
That's insane.
Talking about this stuff. But guys, we're gonna talk about something real quick. Everyone loves their heroic movies, whether it's manga movies that come out, whether it's manga movies, anime movies that come out, whether it's your live action Marvel DC movies.
I mean, they are technically manga movies.
Technically.
Technically, yeah.
And we do a series here where we like to look at a Wizard magazine from this month in Wizard. But before we get into the topic, this does talk about something called Manga Mania. They have their own section. We're looking at Wizard number 111 from December 2000. They hype up some of the newest anime. It says, ditch the VCR, more anime set to storm U.S. theaters in 2001. So these are this is what's coming to movie theaters. And remember, this is an extra. We're throwing this in because it's a manga episode. Yeah. The actual Wizard things that happen after. But these are what's hitting theaters in 2001. Vampire Hunter D.
Okay.
Blood the Last Vampire.
Okay.
Pokemon 3.
Hey, there it is. I was waiting for that one.
Vision of Escaflown.
Haven't
Never heard of that.
Heard
Neon Genesis Evangelion.
Oh, yeah, come
on. It's called Spriggan, I think it's called. Spriggan. Never heard of it. But those are the movies coming out in 2001, but they talk about what's hot right now. What is the hottest thing on television right now? And it's none other, take a guess, it's Gundam. It's riding high in 2000. My brother loved Gundam. So we had so much Gundam figures. It was Gundam and Dragon Ball and like wrestling and superheroes. That was what my house was all about. We were playing I think there was a Gundam game where you could fight other Gundams and shit.
Yeah.
In the 2000s. It was in the 2000s. It was like a Budokai but Gundam. I remember going over our friend's house. Or it was his friend, but they'd bring me with because I had to follow my brother everywhere. It was Andrew. I had to follow Drew around, and I was playing with his buddy's Power Rangers while they were playing the Gundam game, and it was so cool, man, to watch. And there's another thing here, scrolling up, Ninja Scroll figure set to debut. Ninja Scroll. Never heard of Ninja Scroll.
A Ninja Scroll is good.
Yeah, but they had figures coming out.
The animated movie is good. Oh, okay.
That's what they were talking about. And they said you could pick up the DVD from Manga.com. Is that website still? I'm guessing that's still around, right?
Let's see. Let's find out.
Manga.com. Is it like a hub for manga and stuff? Or
am
am I going to get my IP stolen?
Oh, they're relaunching.
Oh,
Actually,
look at that.
Interesting.
Last time it was updated, though, it says 2016. Maybe relaunching since 2016.
Bro, that's back when you could buy like any web domain in the fucking world.
Yeah. Yeah, last time they tweeted was 2021. And they said, happy 22nd anniversary to the Hunter x Hunter anime. Have you guys read, before we get to the Wizard thing, you guys read any Junji Ito stuff? Like, I feel like everyone talks about Junji Ito's horror.
I've read some Junji Ito stuff. I like it.
They're good? I've been tempted because I love horror, but
his Frankenstein is good.
Really?
Yeah.
But yeah, they always have this Manga Mania, and every time I open this up, they talk always about Akira. It's always the most talked about thing. But it's always a little thing about Akira, but there's nothing about like the manga books. It's always about animes. I'm like, why don't they just call it Anime Corner or something? Like, I don't know, but yeah, they never talk about the books in these, or at least they used to. But by the time 2000 came, I guess, and just anime was way too popular to ignore.
Well, the thing about it is at that time, which was a big mistake now looking back, like Full Metal Alchemist, for example, the manga was running at the same time as the anime. Or at times it was too close. And that's where all the fucking errors started. That's why you see a lot of, especially recently, you see a lot of like relaunch of, this series, redone because of that. So. Also, I forgot, completely random, Yu Yu Hakusho. How the fuck did I forget about that one?
Oh,
holy shit. Which, by the way, they're getting they're redoing the anime. Basically, looks a little bit newer.
So like a DBZ Kai type of deal?
So they're gonna launch it like regular anime style, like they're just gonna do weekly episodes with new art style. So
I'm gonna watch that for sure.
Also to promote, the Netflix series too. So
as
we about that, though. We don't talk about Netflix.
Hey, One Piece came out good. One Piece came out good.
One
Piece came out good. Yeah.
I mean, if they could have done better with Death Note, but
different story.
That was garbage.
Let's not talk about that because that was shit.
But I did hear One Piece is good though. I heard One Piece is really good.
It's really good.
Adaptation.
Yes.
So
I'm kind of nervous on how they're gonna do My Hero Academia though.
We're not talking about that.
Yeah, I'm scared about that. I saw that and I was like,
I'm kind of nervous.
That's CW, bro.
Dude, oh my god. Stephen Amell
Jeez.
playing Bakugo.
Oh
man.
Fucking TV when that
Michael Cera playing Tsuku Midoriya.
I swear to fucking God, I would just throw out my TV. I just won't watch it.
Sam Jackson playing All Might.
No, The Rock playing All Might.
Motherfucker. Oh my god, dude. Bald All Might, I'll lose my mind.
I'm sorry,
Well-
All Might.
And when he's skinny, it's like, I don't know, name a funny comedian who's, it'd be like Kevin Hart when he gets skinny.
Bro. The fact is that that's how it would be done too. The fact is you got to say that, and
Or it could
reality-
be Pete Davidson. Who knows?
Yeah.
We don't know. We don't know.
Oh my
That's
god.
even better.
Why does he look like him when he's all like
I know.
frail and Damn,
Oh,
John,
that's
that's
even
that's
worse.
actually a good casting.
Yeah. I would do Pete Davidson as Fragile All Might.
Small Might.
Well,
Shoot, I was thinking Pete Davidson as freaking Aizawa. You know, he's always sleeping all the
man.
time, so that's Pete Davidson right there.
Okay, that's a
He's
good
like-
one, actually. That's not
He's
bad.
like, I don't give a shit, but when my kids get attacked, I'll fuck all y'all up in 1 second.
well, as we go through our wizard section here, let's just put you guys in a mind state of where we are in the world right now. It's December 2000. You hear that? A lot of you people, maybe, it's crazy to say, probably weren't born at this time. But we
Fuck, I
were.
feel
I
old.
was a crisp 3 years old, turning 4 in 2001. But this is the big topic to put you in this time zone. Can the PlayStation 2 live up to its hype as they're announcing cool games for the PS2 launch? Games like Dead or Alive 2, Dynasty Warriors 2, Kessen, Ridge Racer 5, Silent Scope, Smuggler's Run, Star Wars Starfighter, Street Fighter EX3, great game, Summoner, Tekken Tag Tournament, another great game, Time Splitters, another great game, NHL 2001, another great game. And it's talking about the newly revealed Nintendo GameCube coming out soon. That's where we are right now. But it's hyping up a great game that you can buy for $40 right now, Spider-Man for the PlayStation 1.
Damn.
Oh my god.
That's where we are in the
Oh.
I
world.
own that game.
That's where we are right now in the world as we are talking about something people are talking about in the year 2023, and it's about the casting of a Fantastic Four movie. Nate and Jonathan, if you don't know, Wizard Magazine love to do fan castings for movies. And
A lot of them are awful.
a lot of them are awful. We discussed an X-Men movie that had nothing but TRL musicians. We discussed.
Bad.
like Limp Bizkit, Fred Durst as Wolverine. And Eminem as Magneto. Those are literal
Right
castings.
Before he slashes someone. Yeah.
Those are literal castings. So I'm going to share with you guys in the chat. I had to take some kind of bootleg pictures. Sadly, this issue does not have any scans online. So I had to take some bootleg pictures. I apologize. They don't look as professional. But we're going to look at the first page here. They're talking about, by the way, these are cast by Jeff Loeb. He's casting these. These are all his idea. So if you guys don't like it, let him know that you didn't like these ideas. So, yes, Jeff Loeb.
Let me get it.
Jeff
Let me
Loeb,
get
by
his
the way,
email.
famous for Batman: The Long Halloween. So I point that out.
Yes, one of the most famous Batman stories he is responsible for. So he's also responsible for this list. But also, you got to think. You can't think of this with a 2023 mindset. You got to think of it with a 2000 mindset of these actors. So, cast as the Thing. They want star of Armageddon and Good Will Hunting. None other
No.
No.
than if it wants to send here, please send. It's sending right now to you guys. Let me put on my Wi-Fi so I can send it to you. A good old man who also has been known as Batman, Ben Affleck, as the Thing.
Why Ben Affleck?
Don't know. But then you learn, as you're reading this entire
Oh, wow.
cast is cast off of Ben Affleck, and they even say it in these castings who would play well with him in these movies. So, of course,
Oh.
If you got to
Oh,
think, you
no.
got to get the other 3 members. So why not start with the most famous member, Sue Storm? Sue Storm.
God.
They wanted to be played by Gwyneth Paltrow in
I gotta see
2000.
that for the
In
I
time-
can
2000.
see that.
Okay.
For the time
Okay.
period. Sure, I
And
can see
even
that.
this next one, playing her brother, the Human Torch, who they said would be great with Ben Affleck, Matt Damon, playing the Human Torch in 2000.
Oh, I wonder why. Is it because he's also in Good Will Hunting?
They said, and his real life friendship with Affleck really helps the Thing Torch rivalry.
That would be fire. That would have been fire.
They
Would've been
said,
cool.
as the Black Panther, who was also in a lot of Fantastic Four stories, they would want to be played by Wesley Snipes, who at this time was Blade. But they said his representation in Blade would be great for him as a Black Panther. And I think in the 2000s, yeah, I think he'd be a really good choice for that.
There were talks about a
can see
Black
that.
Panther movie. Actually, Denzel Washington was supposed to play him. at one
Yeah.
point.
And they also had Jude Law cast as Mr. Fantastic. And I thought, that's not bad.
That's a pretty good
And I-
one.
That's
I
not
saw
a bad
this-
one. That's a
I
good
saw
one.
these first 2 pages and I was like, they're not horrible. And if you
Not
look at the
bad.
Ben Affleck one, they were comparing it to Ben Grimm before he turned into the Thing, and I'm like, that kind of
Yeah.
looks like it could be Ben
Yeah.
Affleck. Okay,
But-
we'll
But
give
when
it a
does
shot.
it fall off the rails?
All right, when does it go to shit?
So far, even
That
the
is
next
true.
one, the next one. By the way, guys, this may be the rare castings where they actually do good. I'm gonna give you that little spoiler here. As Black Bolt, member who is a Inhuman who got his head exploded, famously in Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Wow.
They wanted Liam Neeson to play Black Bolt in 2000, fresh off of his Phantom Menace performance at this time. I said, yeah, I could see that. I could see him playing Black Bolt in 2000.
Yeah,
Playing
that's surprisingly fine.
Namor.
That's a good one. Oh yeah.
Another great casting they had for Namor. Pierce Brosnan playing Namor. And I said, yeah, I could see a 2000 Pierce Brosnan playing Namor. That's another good option.
Better choice than the guy they ended up going with in the fucking
Yeah.
Black Panther movie.
Yeah. This one's iffy. It depends on how you see this actress to play Medusa, famous wife of Black Bolt, another Inhuman. Angelina Jolie they had. I think that is one that's based off if you either like Angelina Jolie or you don't.
It's not bad.
That's how I see it. And I saw that and I said, okay, I could see her playing, especially in 2000.
Yeah.
Possibly I could
would
see
have
that.
to. I would have to see her with like, because Medusa has like that long red hair. I would
That
have to
long,
see
long
Angelina
hair.
Jolie in that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
You can
mean,
pull it off.
set aside from her playing Athena inside Immortals, how she played that off as a regular Immortal, but like
Mhm.
think of her as Medusa, I feel like she'd be up for the task to do it in the 2000s movie. Yeah, I
Could've
feel like
done
she'd
it.
be
And,
up
and
for the
it's
task.
funny
I'm
enough,
surprised.
she's in the Marvel Universe currently.
Yeah.
She
Yeah,
is,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, yeah,
so,
she plays
yeah.
Athena
Her
inside
and Gwyneth
Immortals.
Paltrow. Her and Gwyneth Paltrow actually made it to Marvel
Gwyneth
movies.
Paltrow is, yeah.
There is, and then these are the last 2. So far, they're casting this really well. Jeff Loeb did pretty well with his casting. In the last 2, I could also see being pretty good castings. The Mole Man. For people who don't know the Mole Man, he is this short little 3-foot nothing little dude with glasses and a stick. They said they would like to see Dustin Hoffman play him. And I don't know how that would be played. I don't know if it'd be the voice or like a CGI thing going on because he is not that short. But I could see Dustin Hoffman
Probably a voice.
playing Mole
He's
Man.
not that
Voice.
tall either, though.
That's true. He's not that tall, especially if it's 2000. X-Men. They want to make it a little bit realistic height wise.
Yeah.
And the final one.
When have they ever cared about that? Have you ever seen Hugh Jackman play Wolverine?
And the final one, which I really liked, playing Doctor Doom. They wanted Ralph Fiennes to play Doctor Doom, and I
can see
said,
that one as well.
abso-fucking-lutely. And that was Jeff Loeb's casting of Fantastic Four, and I was like, I would watch this. If it was written well, if Jeff Loeb wrote that movie, I would watch that.
Maybe that's why
Great
he put it like
actors.
that.
Yeah, there's great actors.
Yeah.
He gave reasons for every single casting. He just wrote a paragraph for each one. It's a lot of reading to get through, but you guys have it there if you want to look through it if you're able to. But yeah, I think this is probably the best casting. I don't know if Ajax agrees, but I think this is the best casting we've seen from a Wizard
From
magazine.
Wizard? I would say so, yeah.
And it's funny because it wasn't Wizard staff who did it. It was a writer.
It was an actual professional in the industry.
It was
yeah.
it was a professional in the industry that did it. So I think that is pretty cool. By the way, Jeff Loeb
That's
was
not
the
bad.
talk of the town this month. He also discusses in this how he is a Britney Spears fan. Big Britney fan.
And this is where it gets weird.
Yeah. He said, he says, now Britney Spears, she's a rock star. And he says, I'm a big Britney Spears fan. And they go, really? And he goes, oh, yeah. And they go, what about Mandy Moore? And he says, no, just Britney. He goes, Christina Aguilera. And then he goes, Britney. He says he doesn't like the thong song, which is very upsetting.
Wow, what the fuck?
Oh, no, he
Come
said,
on,
never
man, who
mind.
doesn't like...
Never mind. They said, I bet you like that thong song. Too. He goes, no, I never said that. How do you not like that song?
What
They
is
said,
the greatest song ever written?
And then their response to that was, what if Sinatra performed it?
What the fuck?
And then it's just his response is just 3 dots.
Can we get an AI of Frank Sinatra singing the thong song?
Oh my
That would
god.
That would be absolutely amazing.
Can we
And you
get
just send it to him like, hey, this is for you back to your last
that?
issue.
20 years later, you
23
said it to
years
Jeff
ago.
Loeb.
Well, that was issue number, I think this is issue 11 now of the Dive Into the... We're almost at issue 12, guys. We've almost hit a year of the Dive Into the Long Box. Holy shit.
Yeah.
We are working hard right now, every single month, pumping out 2 episodes. Thank you for anyone who listens. We do this because we love it so much. We love that Jonathan and Nate came through for this one. This is one we planned months ago to have them on
yeah.
for. So this was a lot of fun, especially diving into manga. It's becoming the talk of the town, especially in the comics industry, like I said, with DC diving into it. I think Austin actually picked one up. I think he bought the Joker, either the Joker or Superman one. He sent me a picture of it, and I think he bought it. So I'm not too sure.
I thought you were gonna say the manga where Joker becomes Batman's dad. Have you heard about that one?
No. What?
That's
Yeah,
a
that
thing.
one-
That's an actual
That's a
thing.
thing.
What the
Yeah.
fuck? Oh, that's another thing, by the way. Those DC compact graphic novels, they're making that cool Joker book, the one that inspired the Dark Knight Returns design,
Yeah.
where he has like the cut up scars and all that shit. They're making that into it too. So people that want to pick that up, they can. But
I
I
actually
think-
just sent in the chat
Aha,
game
there it is.
covers of all those that I found in
Yes.
Florida.
Yes. That Mandalorian one is sick,
There it
dude.
is.
That
The
Mandalorian
Spider-Man
is
one,
sick.
I really wanted to grab it.
It looks like the
so
game
bad.
suit.
It looks so cool. Yeah,
looks
it
like
kind of
really
does.
cool.
Same suit. Interesting.
Who's on the board?
That's interesting.
I don't know who that's on the board. I don't know who that
Oh,
is.
that's I don't know why I want to say this. Screwball.
Is it? Oh,
Yeah,
fucking
I was gonna say that's
Screwball.
the girl that has
Yeah.
like her phone with her all the
Jesus
time.
Christ, her fucking
Yeah,
level. Don't even
if you
remind
zoom
me of
in-
the screwball level.
If you zoom in on the side of her leg, it says screw.
Oh my
But
gosh.
she looks way cooler there than what Marvel makes her look out. to
Yeah,
be.
Inside the
Well,
video game, yeah, she
you know
looks
what's
trash,
funny?
but inside
I
here she looks
see
better.
that, and you know what she kind of looks like there? She looks like the new Mary Jane book that's coming out, Jackpot. Mary Jane's a superhero now named Jackpot. And look at this. Okay, look at her on that board. Tell me that's not the same design as this.
Oh shit.
Oh shit!
Doesn't that look just like it?
That's very similar. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I looked at it, I was like, is that Jackpot? But no, that came out way. But Jackpot's issue 1's coming out, I think, next month or in 20. I know it's coming out 2024, but very
When the fuck did Mary Jane
very
become
similar.
a superhero?
dude. I wish I knew. I don't read a lot of
get me
Spider-Man stuff.
started.
The only
Do not
Spider-Man
get
stuff
me
I
started.
read. Oh, Ajax, I told them.
Oh man, I'm like,
I told them, but I'm starting to read. I just got the first part of Gang War. To see what it's all about.
Oh,
It's the only Spider-Man stuff I'm reading right now, besides whenever they put out a 2099 thing, which it's
Okay,
coming back. So
So now that we've had Nate and John
yes.
on the podcast to talk about manga,
Mhm.
when are we gonna have them on to talk about comics?
Have them on to talk about comics
Yeah.
whenever they want. They're more than
Yeah.
welcome. You guys are more than welcome
We
to come
should-
on.
You guys want to do that sometime next year?
Yes.
Totally down.
All right. let's do
Hell
it then.
yeah. Well, we are doing a one shot. And in the one shot, we do have a comic of the month. And this is probably okay. Last time I did one that of Blue Beetle, which was a very recent book. This one is a brand new release of a graphic novel. and it's something that Ajax is going to be very excited about. I'm not going to talk about the whole story. I'm not doing a walkthrough of the story because it's a graphic novel. I'm just going to, give a quick review of what I think about it without any spoilers. But we are going to talk about that good old Street Angel, Princess of Poverty. Guys, this book is about a ninja fighting homeless Hispanic girl who just is this superhero named Street Angel that just murders people, and she's the fucking best. All these, like, it's a very comical book with these world of ninjas, and every time they see her, they're like, "Oh, fucking Street Angel," and like they run away whenever they see her. They're kind of like how do I describe them? They're like a Foot Clan, but they're kind of like the that Hydra soldier that Deadpool's friends with, that like really nerdy Hydra. Yeah, they're all
Bill.
Yeah, they're all take that, but make it a whole gang of ninjas. They're always like they're playing basketball all the time, playing pool, like. But it's cool. It's a complete. We'll talk about it, but it's a complete black and white book, and it's it's awesome. Jessie Sanchez is her name. Coolest fucking character that I've read recently, and I can't wait to give a quick review of this badass book by Image Comics. So, look for that out on the One Shot. We will see you guys then. Thank you, Jonathan and Nate, again for coming onto the issue. We appreciate you. Yeah, thank you guys.
Yeah, thank you for having us, man.
Oh
Hell
yeah,
yeah.
thank you.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Nate's cheesing over there. I see you. Thank you, Ajax, too, for hopping in as well. You popped in just in time.
I always pop in at the right time.
Well, we'll see you guys on the One Shot. You all take care and stay safe.